Hello, everyone, and welcome to Stunting. My name is Diana. It is my pleasure to be joined by one of our Genesis artists. This is Metal. Welcome to Stunting, Metal. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Really, really good. Um, yeah, so let's just jump right in. You are one of our Genesis artists, and I
Yes, ma'am.
to find out, as we do on Stunting here, how did you get your start in art, or did it come later in life? Did you know when you were little? Give us the tea.
Well, I actually started in art like just saying doodles back in high school, which was about 20 years ago. And I haven't touched a pen, pencil, paintbrush, nothing in years. And then one of my buddies come around called Bears. I got to know him pretty well, who inspired, my wife, Mrs. Metal, to do her stuff. Well, I was like, you know what? I think I can draw some stuff out because I said so. I just started challenging myself, and here we are, almost a year later, and I'm doing mostly hand drawn abstract creations just from my mind.
I think that's really cool because yeah, we did interview Mrs. Meadow on this show as well. And she said Gnaw Bears was like her gateway into this whole NFT space, and that was through you. So it's nice to finally come full circle to see what
Yeah,
that's about. So yeah, tell us about your collection on the Fimi NFT market space, because I see that you like, I've been seeing some butterflies effects, some really cool abstract pieces. Just yeah, let's dive in. Tell us about that.
I don't really have per se one particular style of art because I like all styles of art. I like black and white. I like abstract. I like, oh, that looks really cool. Digital art. I like it all.
Yeah.
So my style with those I have on Femi are just some of those were just some like creations just from my mind. Think of okay, let's think of like Queen of the Hive. Perfect
Mm-hmm.
example of me thinking of like video games. Okay, what would I would want a ending boss fight to be like, or something like that. So that's where that come from. I drew inspiration from like video games, TV shows I grew up watching as a kid. I mean, I'm a '90s child, so that says it all right there. For anything, '90s kids, we had so much of the weird TV shows and all the cartoons and everything.
Yep. Yep.
So, but those are mostly just from my mind and
Mm-hmm.
me just trying to challenge myself and get better with each piece, which I've noticed a lot of. The latest one I did was Journey Through the Mind, which was 100% created by me, all by hand, all in pencil, and there was no reference photo. Most of my creations have no references at all. It's all just me. I'm looking at a piece of paper, and like I see something in my mind, and I just go for it.
Yeah. That's that's awesome. Really. So I noticed there's a lot of color. What's your relationship with colors? They're quite vibrant.
Well, I've got like 4 or 5 really colors I like a lot. Black's like my number one favorite color to draw with, create with. I don't know what it is. I've always loved it. But
Mm-hmm.
blue, orange, red, certain purples, those are all colors that I like. And I just try to find creative ways to make them all blend and, make them work together instead of against each other. Or how can you do this? Or, I'm always trying to figure out something, find something new to challenge myself to do. So
So how did you start into the NFT realm? Like what was that for you? What was that like for you?
when I first started in NFTs, I actually started with photography. I took photos of mine because I've been taking photos. I'm a landscaper, so I take photos of outside stuff, landscapes, everything. And I just started doing heavy edits on them and adding certain things and try to, my first collection was Destination Series, is what I call it.
Okay.
Where I like to go sit somewhere and just to have a drink or, have a good time and chill. That's where my mind went. So growing up in a coastal town where we live, the beach was also, it's right not that far from the house. So
Hmm.
those creations were just like, well, let's see what happens. And yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, which like goes into my next question. Like, where do you find your inspiration from? And for you being a landscaper, it's outdoors. I mean, can you tell us of any of those moments or a moment where you were just so inspired to take a photo and then enhance that through to NFTs?
Um, yeah, there's actually quite a few properties we do that I do for the company I work for. And one of them, one of my favorite NFTs I've made, and I think Renegade has it. It's called Abstract Dreams. It's available. It's an actual photo of one of the properties I actually take care of. I don't have the house or nothing in it, but I made sure I had the backyard because it has this really good view of the bay, wide open area. And well, I
Ah,
happened to add a hand drawn abstract piece to that, and, to make it. And that was a fun creation, but, to try to change them up, not just a regular stock photo, but saturation, the HDR, everything you could think of, I was throwing at it to try to help them all out.
oh, very nice. Very cool. Very cool. And then now we go into like the Fimi section. So you, as a Genesis artist, you've signed up with Fimi.
Mhm.
You're one of those that has been rocking with us from the beginning, and I wanted to find out like what has been your experience so far with the Fimi team.
It's been really good with the team. I mean, obviously, I taught the Dixie reach rocking quite a bit, so Dixie's awesome, and she does a lot for everybody out there. Femi, everything she puts her hands on, she's putting it 120% on.
Yep.
So, and Dixie's just great, and I know Dixie and my wife are working on something together. I'm being me, but with Femi, I love the site. I love how it's easy to navigate, easy to find. It's minting on it's real simple. It's not bad as long as you realize you don't hit that burn button right there as you're trying to want to edit something. Don't hit the burn button on accident. You're good. I've almost done that a couple times. So,
I know, like growing pains for sure. So, what are some of the features on the Fimi NFT marketplace that have stood out for you?
what stood out for me. I would say like the search function. When you type in a specific artist or a specific piece, that actually brings it up to where you want it. What you're looking for instead of having 100 different things. You got to go searching through all these pages and stuff. And just how like organized it all stays.
Mm-hmm.
It stays real organized. I don't know. There's no really cons right now to me. I haven't played around on it since last week,
Okay,
so I have to get back on it probably more this weekend. I plan on minting some more stuff. So,
cool. All right. Well, what do we have to look forward to from Metal? What's
uh,
for you?
I'm really starting to go towards this. I don't know if you. It's like a black and white style mixed in with like old school Japanese art with,
I saw
you
that.
know,
I saw that. I saw that. Yes.
yeah,
That's why I asked.
yeah, I'm working on actually a couple physical pieces still. All the ones you're seeing late, they're all physical. So
Hmm.
this is me taking a photo, doing some digital editing on it, light digital editing, but it's still an actual physical piece. So eventually, if somebody was to buy one of these physical pieces, I'd be more than happy to send it to them. That's
Yeah.
where my style's going. I keep gravitating towards these black and white and it's these inkings, and got a few ideas of something else that I've been tossing around for a couple of months, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I like that style because it reminds me of these old school like samurai Japanese drawings. And I'm like, where is he going with this? So I'm
Well,
really
it's funny you
excited.
brought that up because the
Uh-huh.
inspiration for a lot of this is the old school original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic books. The
90s
originals, not
kids.
not
90s kids.
80s, yeah, like the 80s, like the original comic books where they were black and white,
Yeah.
real gritty, really dark, and that's where a lot of this inspiration comes from. Because I found one, got it for the kids, but I started looking through it. I'm like, man, I like these old school photos they got here, and it
Take it.
just
Then you take it back from the kids.
no, I don't take it back from them. I let them sit there. My kids draw with me. I'll let them draw whatever. I'll give them a stencil, like, here, have fun. Here's your piece of paper, do whatever, and they go to town.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, really looking forward to this, new avenue that you're pursuing on the Fimi NFT marketplace. Thank you so much for joining us, Metal. I know your time is short today. Really appreciate you taking the time to come in and talk to us on Stunting today.
Thank you very much for having me, Diana. I appreciate it.
You're quite welcome. Thank you, everyone, and tune in next time on the next episode of Stunting.